or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Do you know about 211 Arizona? It's a free service to connect you with resources anywhere in Arizona. Housing assistance and eviction prevention, transportation and ride services, healthcare benefits, food resources, and even utility bill support. Talk to a live operator in English or Spanish, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Just dial 211 or visit 211arizona.org. Get connected, get answers, and get the help you need. This message is sponsored by 211 Arizona.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Welcome, everybody, to this edition of the Daily Blender on the 13th of December, 2023. As we broadcast live from the Harman Solar Studios, beautiful uptown Scottsdale. My name is Randy White, right over there, the sexiest man in sports talk radio. That is Keon Rose. And you are texting in on the text line at 888-368-1580. You're the fourth dimension. You're what makes the show go. Got lots to talk about today. We've got Suns in action last night against the Warriors. There was some drama there. Oh, by the way, the Joker got thrown out of his game. He was bounced last night. Talk about that. ASU's got a new commitment. We have some other things. We're talking about the NFL expanding its international schedule on today's program. Some college athletes got a victory today in the national courts. And are the Patriots moving on from Bill Belichick? We'll discuss it in the third hour here on the Daily Blender. Keon, what's What's happening with you, my friend? I mean, we had the big holiday soiree yesterday at the Radio Ranch there, CRC Broadcasting, and you did pretty good. What did you get from the party there?
Oh, I got a sweet pair of speakers there. They're Bluetooth speakers, but you can kind of link them together, and then put them wherever you want to in your space. You can also plug them in if the Bluetooth is not an option. They sound awesome, so I'm really happy about that. And then I got some tools. I got a drill, got some screwdrivers, wrenches, that sort of thing.
You got the tool bag, didn't you?
I needed that, so that was really good. I've been looking to try and get a nice tool set for a while, and Radio Ron delivered.
James, he's a producer on KFNN Money Radio, our sister station. I had a immersive blender.
Mm-hmm.
He stole it from me.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that you're still bitter about that.
No, I'm going to be. I'm going to be bitter. I'm downgrading his gift. When we give, every year, Fourth Dimension, we give gifts to each other here at the Radio Ranch, and sometimes I go overboard maybe a little bit, but this year not so much for James.
He's getting a very average gift this year, if not coal.
I have a couple of bags of charcoal in my garage. I may just
give him a stocking of coal.
Yeah, I may just give him a bag of coal. Taking my immersive blender.
Oh, the thing is, I can't be mad at James, because James has been, for the last couple of parties that I've gone to, of the Christmas parties that we do here at CRC Broadcasting. James has been robbed blind on an annual basis.
But tell the truth now. You're under oath, sir.
Okay.
Have I ever robbed James of anything? No.
No, that was not you. That was not you.
And what did he do to me? He took my immersive blender. I've been watching videos with a guy on YouTube called Cooking with I'm sorry, it's the cooking guy, Sam the Cooking Guy. On YouTube, if you get a chance, you could watch that. He's got some great recipes, everything from McNuggets to lasagna. I mean, he's got everything on his channel. Sam the Cooking Guy on YouTube, and he uses an immersive blender from time to time. And I was I bought a couple of it. Miss Kim bought a couple of his books, and I was trying to, but no. James had to steal my damn immersive blender. Okay.
Yeah, no, still a sore spot. I get that. I wish I could say he was sorry, but he didn't.
No, he wasn't sorry.
He didn't seem sorry in any way, nor did he actually say it. So
888-368-1580. The text line is already a buzz today. Silver Pops, good afternoon, guys. Happy Wednesday. Well, now, Randy and Keon, remember when Green stepped on Sabonis's chest, I texted the blender. I called him a clown shoes, and they should make an example out of him. Remember, both of you defended him. What do you think about his antics now?
Well, now, hold on. I never defended Draymond Green. I'm sorry. And what? I've been anti-Draymond Green and these antics for longer than I've been working here. What are you talking about, Silver Pops?
Well, I don't remember defending him. I do remember saying, but what if he kind of tripped in the action?
He trampolined off of Sabonis's chest.
Don't remember defending him.
I remember specifically wanting them to throw at least
throw the book at him.
Yeah, basically just that series. He shouldn't have been able to come back. I mean, it's just, you can't jump off of a person's chest cavity like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Silver Pops, we're going to get to that in just a few moments. Thanks for texting in. 888-368-1580. Jag Dog, hello, fellas. Hope you guys had a good week. Randy, can I get a crown on the rocks for my birthday today? On my birthday, I get chemo and radiation. Oh, that sucks. Going to be a wonderful birthday and Christmas this year. Hope you guys make me laugh and keep the laughs coming. because I'm gonna need them. Well, let's get this man fixed up here. He said a crown on the rocks. I think and there it is. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a double. That's the way I'm feeling today, Jag Dog. I hope you're doing well, my friend, and we will do our best to make you laugh today. I don't know. This is not a new texter. This is a texter that is texted in before. The 3769 says, "Hey, Draymond, why don't you come up in the stands for some real beef? Signed, Sons in 7 guy."
Okay.
I don't really think he wants that.
Yeah, no. Do you want to do that to Sons in 7 guy? Because
don't think he wants that.
Because Draymond's mean and large, mostly large. That's the part that's the scary bit there.
Dodger Danny is on the text line early. 888-368-1580. Dodgers discussing a trade in which they would get right-handed pitcher Tyler Glasnow and outfielder Manuel Margot from the Rays for right-handed pitcher Ryan Pepiot and outfielder Johnny DeLuca. Sources telling the Athletic, deal not complete, changes possible, financial exchange lightly on it at Brickless 7 and somebody else. I don't know. All I have to say, there's the rich get richer. And who's the National League champions? Sorry. Who was that again?
Oh, it's still not the Dodgers.
It's not the Dodgers, is it? No. It's not the Braves, right?
Don't think so.
No, let's see. Let me look over here. It's who else could be the National League champions this year? Is it the Phillies?
Not the Phillies. Not the Phillies. I don't think it's the Brewers either.
No. Cincinnati wasn't there, were they? No.
I guess we'll never get to the bottom of this one.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait.
Just
and see.
Remain a very large snake-shaped mystery.
888-368. Oh, I like that. Very good, Keon. Snake-shaped mystery.
Thank you.
888-368-1580. All right. So last night, Suns in action here in the Valley at the Footprint Center, and the Warriors were in town, and it was all nice, and they had all the niceties going on before the game. Steph Curry coming out, meeting a fan, making his dreams come true and everything. And then the game got started. It was a good game, I think. It was unfortunately not the first time we would see all 3 superstars on the floor together. But Draymond Green was in the game. Clay was on the bench. Some other notables were on the bench for the Warriors. And you had the Suns and Warriors going at it. And believe it or not, Draymond Green got ejected. Yeah, they were playing along there in a tight game, and he punched our guy Yusuf Nurkic right in the face. He says he was trying to sell a call. That was his quote.
Okay.
And that he unintentionally slapped Yusuf Nurkic in the face. Nurkic says, "I think the brother needs help." And Draymond said, respect to Nurkic about saying, don't we all need help? Meanwhile.
Okay, that's one way of spinning that. All right.
Suns end up winning the game in a close one. And we're all kind of waiting on, on our pins and needles here to see what Draymond Green. He just got back from a 5-game suspension. What do you think the league's going to do this time, Q?
Well, I believe it was Silver Pops that mentioned it earlier. It's probably throw the book at it, which is long overdue. I never downplay anything that Draymond does. There's a reason that guy has a history. And quite frankly, Draymond Green gets away with more than they let anybody in this league get away with. Nobody gets away with the amount of obvious altercations that he's instigated, by the way. Draymond has started more things with people than anybody else. And the league has never come down on Draymond and that kind of behavior, which is odd. And I can't figure out why. Draymond is a popular player, but he's not a superstar. The Warriors don't become unwatchable when Draymond Green isn't there. They're not as good, but they're not.
They become a different team when he's not in the lineup.
Yeah, they are not as good when he's not there. But it's if you suspend him the appropriate amount of games, that's your guy. Get him in line. If you suspend him the appropriate amount of games, you're trying to curb that kind of behavior, which it's something that they don't allow anybody else in the league to do. Who else acts this way and gets off with like the slap on the wrist that he's been able to get away with?
This was just a few minutes into the third quarter. When is Draymond going to grow up and realize he's hurting his team? Steph Curry came out and said it. Steve Kerr came out and said it. How many more people need to come out in the post-game conference and need to say, Draymond, you're killing us by getting thrown out of games? It's one thing to be an enforcer. It's one thing to be a guy to go out there and break up a fight and take guys off your star player. It's another thing to just do something as needless as this. And if you watch the video, and I'm watching it again right now, okay, Nurkic, there didn't seem to be any tugging on Draymond's hip as he claimed in the post-game conference. I mean, he was right there. He was trying to sell a phantom call, and he swung around with his arm out. I mean, what did he think was going to happen with his arm flailing about like that? I mean, Draymond's arms are long, man.
They are, and he knows where Yusuf Nurkic's head is. You can sell a call without hitting a guy directly in his face. You knew where his face was, and you hit him in the face because that's what you wanted to do.
And he can say in the post-game interview, I didn't intend to hit him, all he wants to. But the bottom line is, come on, man. Come on. You know your body. You know how long your arms are. And there wasn't anything flagrant going on there. You were just trying to get a cheap foul. In other words, flopping. And you ended up hitting, Yusuf Nurkic for some reason. I don't know why. Well, maybe it was unintentional, but
I can give you
I just can't see it. I'm sorry.
Nick Young, who was, he's NBA journeyman, but once upon a Warrior. Nick Young was saying that Draymond is just like that and that Draymond likes to go after the Europeans. And you know what? There might be something to that because Yusuf Nurkic is a European and Draymond Green has gone after Sabonis, as we previously mentioned, who's European. And Draymond he came back from the suspension with Rudy Gobert, who's European. I think Draymond likes to fight people he thinks won't hit him back. They're just whatever their European sensibilities are, they are too polite to actually swing on him back. And he knows this. That's just called being a bully. It's not even being an enforcer anymore. Because if you're an enforcer, you're going to go to war with anybody. Who they are is irrelevant. I think that, the Warriors have been struggling. And when Draymond gets frustrated, he lashes out. But Draymond is 33 years old. Got to let that go.
And what about the arrogance of him saying after the game, as you know, I'm not one to apologize for things I meant to do, but I do apologize to Yusuf. I didn't intend to hit him. End quote. Oh, come on.
I mean, the arrogance is coming from the fact that he's never really been punished for any of this. He's been ejected, sure. He's had some suspensions, sure. But he hasn't really ever been punished for any of his behavior. And anytime the league is given the opportunity, once again, here's Draymond Green, they don't ever do it.
So what do you think? Are they going to give him? They just gave him 5 games for the whole thing. At midcourt in that one game, he just got off the 5. This was his. Is it second game? Third game back? Second or third game?
I believe it was his second.
And now he's going to be. I've got to believe he's going to be suspended this time, though. There are some out there saying he's going to get 10 games. Do you believe it's going to be 10 games, or do you think maybe it could be more?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be probably closer to 15. But That depends again on how serious Adam Silver is about having one player hit another player in his face for no reason. Like if there was a reason, we might be able to see it. With the Gobert stuff, they have a history. That didn't make much sense to me either, just because there was a scuffle and then he found Rudy Gobert, even though they were nowhere near each other, and just choked him out. I think that with Draymond, there's just too much history there. If he gets just another 5, that's the league saying, we don't care about this obvious problem that we have.
So you're saying if he gets only 5 games, the league is just they're being lenient on him. They should be more. It should be 10 or more.
Yeah, this is his second altercation this season, and the season is 23 games old for the Golden State Warriors. It just, like, at that point, if you're saying that you can actually choke one guy and punch another guy in the span of 23 games, and the result of that is you're suspended 10, yeah, you're saying you don't actually care. It's not important. And I think that, yeah, this is going to hurt the Warriors, and it should.
Well, it does hurt the Warriors. Kerr said we need Draymond, but he knows that. We've talked to him. He's got to find a way to keep his poise and be out there for his teammates. If we're going to be a really good team, we need him, end quote.
That's selfishness on his part. And I agree with Steve Kerr. They need him for a couple of reasons. One, Steph is alone. Steph is out there. He's not being.
He didn't have what's his name, Clay off the bench.
I mean, Clay was there. Clay scored 7 points. Okay, Clay is a shell of his former self. We're never going to see, peak Splash Brothers Klay Thompson ever again. I don't think, because he's been bad. And when Draymond's not there, there's a whole lot more pressure on Clay to perform, to be a high level defender, which after his knee injury, I don't think Clay can be that anymore. Mm-hmm. You're asking Klay Thompson to do a lot of things he can't do because Draymond Green isn't there. Instead of just asking Clay to just be a spot-up shooter, he's not efficient anymore. He was 2 for 10 last night, 7 points. He didn't offer any help because he hasn't been. He's been really bad, which, by the way, is bad news for Klay Thompson because the Warriors offered him like a 2-year, $48 million last year, and he turned it down. So that's probably not going to get back to $48 million ever again. That was a very bad decision on his part. But regardless, he hasn't been good, and they need Draymond to be a part of that big 3 for them, and he's got nothing because he keeps choking people out and hitting them in the face.
Mr. Wilbur's on the text line at 888-368-1580. Says he should get suspended for 15 to 20 games, and then right before the trade deadline, because our owner is also from Michigan State, the Suns trade for him. No, thank you.
No. I do think the Suns need to get tougher, but Draymond's not the answer. Maybe PJ Tucker because he's not happy in LA, but definitely not Draymond.
Chiefs Cole says the league won't punish Draymond like he should be. Look at the last time and how the league is handling Josh Giddey.
That's the thing, is it's weird because they're not even consistent with how they do things. Like, they absolutely crushed Ja Morant, and I thought rightfully so, for what he did and being one of the faces of the league, one of the young up-and-coming stars in the league. I thought the punishment for Ja Morant made sense. But relative to what Draymond continues to do, and relative to what Josh Giddey is accused of having done, which is awful. I'm just going to leave that there. There's more to dive into on that, but I'm not sure we have the time. They're not sending a very clear message about what they do with guys who disrespect that logo, that make that logo look bad. And we've already gone through this in the NBA. The NBA had a run where, guys were getting into trouble all the time. And I mean, actually, the NBA had 2 separate runs of it. They had it like late 90s. And they also had it in the 80s, in the 70s with the amount of cocaine they had going on in the NBA. So we've already had 2 separate runs where it's like you let guys off the hook all the time and they just do whatever they want. And here's Adam Silver basically just repeating that. I thought he was smarter than this, honestly. And I'm starting to lose that opinion of him.
The Jets says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm guessing that he'll get at least 20 games suspension. He swang for no, I think it's probably swung. He swang for no reason at all and tried to make it look like he did it on accident. I think the league will finally put their foot down on him this time.
I hope so, because I don't know what message that sends when you don't do that. And it's one thing to be Dylan Brooks and talk trash and get in everybody's face and be annoying and be a pest, but that's not illegal. What Draymond Green is doing is going to get people injured. What if he did something and knocked out a tooth for Nurkic or something like that?
Yeah,
that might be Nurkic not being able to return to that game, which puts the Suns at a disadvantage. It's dirty. It's the best way to say it. It's dirty.
So you're saying Draymond's a dirty player?
I am saying Draymond is a dirty player. I felt that way for a while because, you can't accidentally kick Steven Adams in the undercarriage twice. Yeah. That's once is okay. Twice, and then that's not counting the other people he's done that to. It's dirty.
We've got more texts on the text line at 888-368-1580. When we come back, we'll get to those. And we've got more to talk about, including Joker. He got bounced in last night's game. We'll talk about that next here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Take the guesswork out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
NBA tonight, the Phoenix Suns are home to take on the Brooklyn Nets. The Suns are favored by 2.5 points, minus 132 on the money line. Brooklyn plus 112 with the over-under of 227. The New York Knicks will be in Salt Lake City to take on the Jazz. New York is 6.5-point road favorite, minus 245 with the Jazz plus 200, over-under 227.5. The Lakers will be in San Antonio to take on Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. Lakers are a 1.5 favorite on the road, minus 118, while the Spurs are plus 100. The over-under is at 231. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon.
It's your last chance to trade in any iPhone in any condition for the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE, all on us with Unlimited Ultimate. Act now. Visit Verizon.com. iPhone requires Unlimited Ultimate plan first. Service plan required for iPad and Apple Watch. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line required first. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit. Up to $459.99 device payment purchase with new line on eligible plan required per Apple Watch or iPad. Less up to $459.99 promo credit per device applied. 0% APR. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harman Solar today. Harman Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harman Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmansolar.com.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Seems like a little Irish music. Doesn't it sound like it's Irish music, Keon?
Well, it's the Dropkick Murphys, aren't they Irish?
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Wednesday. I'm Randy White. That's Keon Rose, sexiest man in sports talk radio. Jeffrey O'Brien out today. He'll be out tomorrow and Friday. Is it Friday too? I forget. Is he out Friday too?
Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe.
Right? Yeah.
we were promised
anyway,
nothing.
This weekend, lots happening. Of course, coming up on Thursday night, Chargers Raiders in action, 5:30 on the big flamethrower. Then Saturday NFL football, Vikings Bengals. That's at 11 a.m. Steelers at Colts at 2 p.m. Then on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3, the Broncos will take on the Lions. That's at 5:30 because GCU will be in action on the big flamethrower at 7:15 when they take on Portland at the arena there in Phoenix. Then Sunday, the Bucks at Packers at 10:30 a.m. Ravens at Jaguars, which I think I know Jeffrey's not here, but I think this is going to be one of the big games of the weekend. Ravens at Jaguars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so what do the Ravens do? They've been kind of up and down all year. And are the Ravens now, are they kind of lubed up and ready for playoff contention? And do they go into Jacksonville and skin the Jaguars?
Well, I mean, it's one thing to say the Ravens have been up and down, but they're 10-3. So games where they haven't been great, they have been able to find ways to win. And they are playing the Jaguars, who are up and down also, but they haven't had as much success finding ways to get out of games alive. So the Jaguars, of course, 8-5. And part of that has to do with the fact that their receivers drop passes. I do think that the Ravens and the Jags are similar that way, where it's just inconsistent receiver play just kind of has plagued both all year.
Yeah.
But I think Baltimore's defense has just been much better, where Jacksonville has had a solid defense, but they don't get a whole lot of pressure on quarterbacks. They don't really get into the backfield often outside of linebacker Josh Allen. So that's where I worry about the Jaguars playing the Ravens. But I do think it's going to be a game that's going to be a toe-to-toe back and forth game because they're both talented rosters.
Yeah. Kind of seems how are the Ravens wide receivers, like you say, how are they going to be in this game? So
I mean, I feel good about Zay Flowers. I don't feel great about anybody else.
Well, and how is Lawrence's ankle going to be? I mean,
yeah, because it clearly bothered him in the last game.
He's had another week of therapy and taking it easy. I'm sure they're not working him in practice as hard.
I don't think so. But I don't think that a lot of people realize how much running is a part of Trevor Lawrence's game. He's not seen as a running quarterback, but he has those moments where he gets out of the pocket, he's able to extend plays, or he's able to pick up first downs with his legs. If you take that away from him, those little moments where he can get another first down to keep a drive going, how is the Jaguars offense in that regard?
Yeah.
That's where I think the ankle becomes a problem.
Well, then Monday Night Football, Eagles Seahawks at 5:30. That'll be on the big flamethrower Monday at 5:30. Let's go to the text line 888-368-1580, and we've got quite a few here. Mr. Pringle says the NBA should have Ron Artest, Bill Laimbeer, and Kermit Washington give Draymond some advice, like on what? How to spend your suspension? I'm not sure I understand. What is Artest, Laimbeer, and Kermit? If you don't know who Kermit Washington is, that's the guy almost took off. He was the Houston coach, Tony. What was his name? Fourth Dimension, help me out. He was the coach of the Houston Rockets, and when they won the NBA championship. It's not Tony. It's anyway. Kermit Washington. Yeah, he did some damage. One punch, and his entire career changed. Let's see here. The Squid is on the text line at 888-368-1580. After what Kendrick said yesterday, is it still completely unrealistic that Yamamoto becomes a Diamondback? Okay. Yeah, thank you, Chief Cole. It was Rudy Tomjanovich. Yes, Chief Cole told me that. There you go, Rudy Tomjanovich. Thank you. So what Squid's talking about, which is not completely on point here.
just barged in and asked his own question.
I mean, I don't know what Squid is listening to. Maybe. Anyway, he's referring to Ken Kendrick responding to the Dodgers getting Shohei Ohtani. Ken Kendrick's comments were, quote, "Last time I looked, he's one of the 9. Last time I looked, he's the designated hitter. He's a great player. Is he the second coming? I would suggest not," end quote. So what does that mean? I mean, does that mean that the Diamondbacks are not going to go out and add some pitching depth or another big bat to their lineup? I mean, I would think they would. They've already gone out and got the left-hander from Detroit, Erod. Erod is a network last night. I didn't get to see him because I have YouTube TV, and those bastards shut off MLB TV. But
Yeah.
we've got Erod, number 3 in our lineup.
True. And I don't know how you feel about this. Actually, I do, because you did mention it briefly yesterday while we were talking through it. But the ties to JD Martinez, that's a name that's been bouncing around for a little bit with the Diamondbacks.
I don't know about that. I think
that I'm with you on that, by the way.
I feel like we need to go younger. I think you need to look around. I think Mike Hazen is smart enough to look around and find somebody still in their prime that can come in and maybe have a bounce back season. Why do we always go out and get these relics? And I'm not saying that JD Martinez is a relic, but all of his numbers dropped last year with the Red Sox.
And I'll give you a couple of his batting average is two of the worst 5 seasons of his career were last year and the year before.
I mean, we picked up a number 3 in our rotation, which we desperately needed. I think we need another big bat in our lineup. I believe that I believe that the Diamondbacks are still primed to make a good run. Remember, guys, the Diamondbacks were in first place the first half of the damn season. And then the Dodgers took charge in the second half of the season. The Diamondbacks fell to 3rd, almost 4th in the National League West, and then fought back to get back into the wild card and ended up going to the World Series last year. Just because the Dodgers have Shohei Ohtani does not mean this race in the National League West is over. Doesn't mean that. It just, what do the Diamondbacks do? JD Martinez, really?
Yeah, I don't know that necessarily moves the needle. It's probably better than some other veteran signings they've had before, but it's not better by much.
888-368-1580. Let's see here. Raven Kid had a comment here. Not only did Jokic get ejected last night, it was during a Serbian Heritage Night in Chicago.
Yeah.
It was a really weak call, too.
It was a horrible call. Serbia night. On Serbia night, you eject the most popular Serbian athlete in the U.S.? Because I can't think of another one.
He argued something. He said something. Do you know what he said, Keon? Because I don't know exactly what he said. He said something, and they ran him out of the arena. But the head coach, he's like, when I grew up, that was a term of endearment. What did he say?
Michael Malone. It was not a term of endearment. What Jokic said.
Even the announcers last night on NBC Chicago said it was terrible and excessive.
Yeah. But according to a league source. So to be clear, this is the league source. This is what the league wants you to believe that Jokic said. I don't know if he actually said this. He said, MFer, call the effing foul. Which I know you can't say that to an official.
It's not a term of endearment.
Not at all a term of endearment.
Hear what Michael Malone said.
There are some officials with thicker skin, but that would definitely be in the cussing out the official category of why they tossed you. And Jokic did agree that he did not use the best language and that it did in fact warrant an ejection. So there you go. But the initial foul, or not foul, it was just not that intense a situation. It just escalated completely.
I mean, I can't say that I'm not happy that he got ran last night. I mean, he's not all the butterfly kisses and sunflowers that everybody thinks he is. You know what I mean?
Well, he never even claimed to be all of that. He doesn't say a whole lot, so people.
But it seems like everybody in the media makes him out to be this, this unicorn that prances about on clouds, around the heavens.
Yeah,
he can do no wrong.
It's because he doesn't really talk a whole lot that people just sort of fill in the gaps of what they think his personality is.
Yeah, well,
this man is Serbian. Okay, he said it after the game. That it almost sounded like a threat. He was like, if this game had been officiated in Serbia, I don't know that it would have gone that way. Which I agree, but I also don't think that that's a good thing. I don't think we want to watch the Serbian version of the NBA.
At least he didn't say, look, I'll kill you, MFer. I'll kill you. Right. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll kill you and chop you up into horse feed, MFer. He could have said that. I mean,
put a $2,000 hit out on you. He could have said that too.
My brothers are right up in their stands. You're dead. He could have said something like that.
Yeah. We don't know.
You got Draymond Green going out for slapping down, our guy. You got the Joker going out. So much going on. Fifth letter says, no. LeBron has done. He has not done S.
I'm sorry, what?
For my purple and gold.
I disagree.
He's done S for my purple and gold. The COVID ship does not count in my book. Win a real one for us, LeBron, or I don't ever want to hear you and Kobe in the same sentence.
Okay. Your team would be worse without LeBron. It would be worse. I don't know how else to react to that, except that if you don't like the guy being on your team, your team would be worse.
I don't know why he's mad about LeBron. I mean, did we say something about LeBron?
We never mentioned LeBron. LeBron's name did not come up. LeBron? This is I don't know. I get the feeling that we are talking to some members of the Fourth Dimension who are listening to an entirely different show than the show we're doing. Nobody mentioned LeBron. But while we're on the subject of LeBron, the Lakers would be a worse basketball team without LeBron.
Blissful Hayes, Nikola Jokic to the ref, call the foul, mother effer. Michael Malone to the media. When I heard what he said, I said, I don't understand the problem because when I grew up, that was a term of endearment in my house.
That just says a lot about Michael Malone
So are you saying, Michael Malone, that you grow up and maybe your mom or your dad said to each other, call the foul, MFer? And that was like a term of endearment?
Yeah, when Michael Malone would, not get his homework done or not do the dishes, that's what his mom would yell at him. Do the dishes, MFer. And then he'd have to go do the dishes.
Mm. Heavy Metal Maniac says, why will the NBA not crack down harder on Draymond Green? He's going to hurt somebody really bad, and it's just a bad look on the game when that guy, I don't get it. He gets away with everything. It seems like, can't they suspend him for like a whole entire month and make him learn his lesson? I don't know that that's going to make him learn his lesson.
At this point, like Draymond's 33. He's been in the league for a long time. If they wanted Draymond to learn a lesson, to actually learn a lesson, they would have done it 5 years ago, 6 years ago. They just never did. That would have been the time to teach him a lesson.
The Warriors paid him $110 million.
Some large sum of money that they should not have paid him.
Mm. Thank you, Silly Wabbit. Rudy Tomjanovich. You're right. That's who Kermit Washington punched in the face. That's why Tomjanovich looks like he ran into a post.
Oh.
We've got to take a break. When we come back, we've got so much more on the Daily Blender. I can't even tell you. Michigan State quarterback has transferred, and he's talking Arizona State commitment. We'll talk about that next and a whole lot more. It's the Daily Blender, gang, on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Oh, this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste because life doesn't stop for a cold. Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey. Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Frankie drives end-to-end, scoops it up and in with 2 seconds left. Frankie Collins end-to-end. Join the action this season and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when they come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins over to Lance for 3. Bullseye! Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit IQannuity.com.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more.
Or
stream us live anywhere
at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Daily Blender for the middle of your week here on the 13th of December. My name is Randy White. Right over there, the sexiest man in sports talk radio. That's Keon Rose. Jeffrey O'Brien is out. We'll be out today and tomorrow at least. I don't think he's coming back Friday either. And we're currently talking a number of different issues. Of course, last night, Suns Warriors, Draymond Green punching out Yusuf Nurkic. He didn't really punch him out. He kind of just flailed. Nurkic kind of sold that too. I mean,
it was full flush to the.
Well, it hit him in the cheek, but it was an open hand backhand thing.
Right, but
it's kind of like your mom just catching you off guard.
Actually,
with the old open hand whack.
Yeah, I think just having watched some UFC, if you spin around with that much speed, just the rotation gets you.
Yeah,
I guess.
That
was a clean shot to his face. Maybe he sold it, but I don't think he had to sell it much.
888-368-1580 is the text line. It's humming along here. We have a new texter on the text line here from a 8488. 8488. You got to pick your own texter nickname. Everybody's got one. Mr. Wilbur, Squid, Silver Pops, Jag Dog, and I could go on, but everybody's got a texter nickname. You need to pick one and text us back in. Let us know what your nickname is, or we could help you. I've spent hours and hours alone in a dark closet coming up with the texter nicknames. But anyway, 8488 says big three of Booker, Durant, and Beal will all finally play together tonight against the Nets. Here we go. So do we see something different tonight, Keon, with all three of the big three for the Suns on the floor?
I think we should. I don't know if what we're going to see is necessarily better because they haven't played together. Like, this is what we need them to be able to do, to figure out the spacing with each other, to figure out, in certain situations, who's going to take that shot, who's going to initiate the offense, who's going to, pick up the other team's best scorer or whoever or whatever the responsibility is. Like, that stuff just takes time playing together, getting that chemistry down. So, there's not a guarantee that what we're going to see is good, but it will definitely be different. I hope that it's a good result. I think Bradley Beal was doing a little bit last night of what Kevin Durant did last year. When Kevin Durant showed up, he wasn't aggressive. He didn't want to step on Devin Booker's toes because that's his show. This is his team. But at some point, we're going to need Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, who is doing it more this season, is to be more aggressive and be more comfortable in the offense. It's going to take a little bit for Beal because he hasn't really played.
Yeah. Don't you think Beal's going to be more of an initiator, a guy that's going to dish off passes to Book and Katie?
I thought that at the beginning of the season. I did. And then Vogel made it pretty clear Devin Booker is going to be the point guard. That is his job. And so starting the offense is going to be Devin Booker's main responsibility there.
Okay.
And then if there's an opportunity for Devin to just go get a bucket himself, which is the advantage of having him be the point guard, then he just can go do that. But if, he gets to his spot in the mid-range and he draws a double team, you've got Bradley Beal, who is, when he is 100%, damn lights out shooter, or Kevin Durant, who's got, just about every offensive move you could ask for, and the size to be able to punish people, in the post, to be able to shoot the three the way that he does. So they have more options now that Bradley Beal is out there. But the guy that's going to get things going is Devin Booker.
How long do you think it's going to be before Beal, Booker, and KD kind of gel together and get that rhythm?
I hope it won't be too long, but it could be, because it could be about 5-10 games. They've been playing together already, so that helps. I mean, you had the whole summer, obviously that off season, practice. So they've been playing, but without Beal being in the actual fire of an actual NBA game, that's where he's going to be a little bit behind. But I don't think it should take too long for them to figure things out. I think what's going to be the biggest thing that's going to stop them from reaching that full potential is Bradley Beal's got to get back into NBA shape.
I think it's going to be about a month or so before, as long as they all three stay, relatively healthy. It'll be about a month or so, and then I think you'll see the full complement of what's happening here in Phoenix. You'll see what they have to offer and how they're playing well together. It's going to take about a month of continuous playing together for them to really get kind of a rhythm, get to know where everybody is on the floor, and to really emerge as a fully realized Phoenix Suns team with all three of these guys on the floor. Would you agree or disagree with that?
No, I don't disagree with that at all. I think that's what we're looking at now, and that's why I was hoping that Bradley Beal would come back sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Because it's just more time to figure it out, and that's what they've given themselves here. And yeah, there's going to be nights where one or both guys are going to miss with this nagging thing or that. You just hope that there's not going to be anything that sidelines anybody for more than a week or two.
Yeah. And we already know that Book's got a hamstring issue. We know that Katie's got an ankle thing. We know that Beal's got a back thing he's just coming back from. Let's hope everybody stays healthy and they can move on as we enter the second third of the season. 25 games gone. There is an 82-game season to play, plus playoffs. We'll have to see how the Suns move on. Speaking of moving on, Michigan State, they had a quarterback. His name was Sam Levitt. What do you know about this guy? He's talking about moving to Arizona State, I guess through the transfer portal.
Yeah, he's committed to ASU.
So he's already committed, or he's talking about it?
He's already committed, from what I understand. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's making that move already, and the way he described it, he liked everything about Arizona State's coaching staff. He liked Kenny Dillingham and the way that they talked about that offense. I think that this is really interesting for a couple of reasons. One, Sam Levitt was a 4-star quarterback when he came out of his high school in Oregon, and so that's a quality football player right there. And he's leaving Michigan State because he wanted to play for Mel Tucker, and there's no Mel Tucker there for reasons we have discussed already and won't be discussing again.
Right.
So he's coming to ASU. I think the reason why this is something that Sun Devil fans should pay attention to is because he's from the same recruiting class as Jaden Rashada, who's already on the roster. So if they're taking Levitt and they already have Rashada, and both of those guys were 4-star quarterbacks in their recruiting class, that means they're going to be competing and going head to head. And then we've got a quarterback duel with two guys that are legitimately talented. I think Rashada showed some things last year that were good, but he's got plenty of room to grow. Neither of these guys is really polished yet, but the person that's going to give this offense the biggest upside is going to be able to play. And I like this quarterback battle because you can never in college football have too many quarterbacks.
Sounds like he's really excited. He met Marcus Arroyo and he met Coach Dillingham, and they were very excited when he talked to him about feeling comfortable in Tempe and feeling comfortable with the campus. And he looks forward to this, like you just said, a quarterback battle going in. Says that his family is super excited for the opportunity and can't wait to see me be a Sun Devil. And he is going to enroll as soon as he can and get to Tempe as soon as possible so he can begin work. Also in this quarterback lineup, senior Trenton Bourget. Trenton Bourget, does he even have a chance, or does this poor kid need to just kind of ride the storm out and move on to a nice career selling cars?
I don't think we'll know until we get to spring. And I think with Bourget, if it looks like he's not going to be the guy, he'll probably just transfer.
Think so?
Yeah, because he doesn't have to give up on football necessarily. Both of his brothers are at other universities playing quarterback as well. It's in the family. So yeah, if he's got any eligibility left with that transfer, I think he might end up doing that. If it looks in the springtime like he just doesn't have a chance at all. But he's probably the front runner right now just because of the experience that he has. But I know that Dillingham wants somebody dynamic in there. And definitely somebody that he's going to be molding from the beginning. That'll be his guy.
Well, it should be interesting to see what happens this offseason with the ASU Sun Devil football team as they head into the 24-25 season. All right, hour one is under our belts. Keon and myself will be back for hour two, the 4 o'clock hour. We'll talk some NFL football on the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Charles Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hey, welcome everybody to the midweek edition of the Daily Blender on this 13th day of December in 2023. My name is Randy White, right over there. That's Keon Rose, sexiest man at Sports Talk Radio. You are the fourth dimension, joining us on the text line at 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful uptown Scottsdale. We're just kind of cruising along as we get to hour two underway here. Got a lot of NFL action to talk about. The NFL expanding its international schedule. Also, some college athletes getting a victory today. And Are the Patriots moving on from Bill Belichick? A lot of information coming out today. Also, the NFL will vote to approve Los Angeles and that $5 billion upscale super stadium. It is Solidify. What the hell's the name of the station?
It's SoFi.
SoFi
Stadium.
Yeah, with their open air and their recycling and.
I did read up some stuff on the earthquake proofing that they did that stadium. That stuff's pretty cool, though.
Did some earthquake proofing?
Yeah.
Just what we need. We had a World Series there in San Francisco between the Giants and the A's that was interrupted by an earthquake. The great Al Michaels on that call, by the way, who NBC has just basically cast out, said no thank you.
Which is ridiculous, but
no thank you.
Okay.
The guy who has called legendary moments in sports history throughout the decades. No thank you, Mr. Al Michaels.
Like, I know Al Michaels is up there, but I think Al Michaels would be able to get himself excited for a playoff game, because what he has had to work with at Amazon is potentially one of the worst slate of games I've ever seen on a broadcast schedule.
Yeah.
Maybe ever. Maybe
Herb Street. Herb Street probably never wants to call another NFL game in his life.
Herb Street is trying. The guy is trying his best, but he's just doing draft analysis and college football analysis by the time we get to the second half of some of these games. They're so bad. I feel bad for both of them, honestly.
But NBC says, no, thank you. We don't want you, Mr. Al Michaels. Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you got that on your resume and you haven't declined drastically. You should be able to be able to call NFL games. I don't know.
You know what? If I'm Al Michaels, you know what? NBC, kiss my red, white, and blue ass. I'm going to my house and I'm going to eat ribeye steaks and sit in my yard and read the paper. And you could kiss my red, white, and blue ass. What do you think about that, Jack? That's if I'm Al Michaels, that's what I do. Hey, do you believe in miracles? It'd be a miracle if I come back to you slackers there at NBC, the evil empire, and come back and call football games for you. Why don't you have your guy, Mike, what's his face?
Mike Tirico.
Have Tirico come and call the games. I'm busy. That's what I would tell him. I'd go fishing for, perch or something. Go to Minnesota the dead of winter and go fishing. No, thank you. I'm fishing. I'm in a snow blind on a lake. I'm not going to be there.
Yeah. No, calls are just going to go straight to voicemail. Directly there.
Or, I'm sorry, I'm on the beach. On an exclusive beach here in, somewhere in, an exclusive part of, Newport Beach, where I happen to live, overlooking the ocean. No, thank you. I have enough money.
He really does. Like Al Michaels, this is not about Al Michaels financially. This is just about it. It feels like the playoffs when you have Al Michaels. That's all. That I just would like to have him out there.
When your Paris Olympics go to hell, don't call me, Jack. I'll be sunning myself on the south of France because I have all kinds of money. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If I'm Al Michaels. That's probably what I would tell Jeffrey and you if I won the lottery too.
Randy, you coming into work?
Nah, hell no. Sorry, guys. I'm in Saint-Tropez somewhere. I'm wearing one of those mankinis, sunning myself with a nice beverage on the beach here. 888-368-1580. Text line is a blaze again. This came through. I felt this was very interesting, Keon. I want to know what your thoughts are. I'm just going to read it from Yahoo Sports. Yahoo! New York Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito and New York Jets quarterback Zach Wilson have been named NFL Offensive Players of the Week for the NFC and AFC, respectively, the league announced today. Now, think about all the games.
This does.
I know the Tommy DeVito thing is that's sort of a phenomenon happening there with the the whole hand gesture and Tommy cutlets and all that business.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach Wilson, not even a week ago, was being chided because he didn't want to come back and play. Now, all of the sudden, he's the AFC Player of the Week. You mean to tell me the NFL couldn't find anybody else in the NFC or the AFC that had better games than Tommy DeVito and Zach Wilson?
I will excuse the Zach Wilson. They probably could have found it if they looked. But Zach Wilson had a legitimately great game. It was a 300-yard game. He didn't turn the football over, 2 touchdowns, and he was making the kinds of throws that you hope that he would make at some point in his career, maybe before it came to him being benched for the second time this season. You really hoped it wouldn't get this far, but he played like the best quarterback in the AFC last week. There are other players that have an argument, but I'll accept Zach Wilson. Tommy DeVito doesn't make any sense because Tommy DeVito wasn't the best player on his own team last week. That would be Saquon Barkley. 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. No, that doesn't mean anything. That just Tommy DeVito was okay. He was all right. Didn't quite crack 200 yards passing. 1 touchdown. I get the NFC is bad, but wow.
When is Saquon going to be a free agent? When can he make the move?
Well, if they don't hit him with the franchise tag this offseason.
Hey, Saquon, here in Phoenix, we'll take you. We'll pay you well. And we will honor you. Come and join up with the Big Red Machine here in Phoenix, Saquon Barkley. We love you, we appreciate you, and we respect you. Come and join us for our run at the damn Super Bowl next season. You think he may have heard that?
I hope so. And look,
you think maybe national news will pick that up?
I don't know. I wouldn't bet on that one personally, but you never can tell. Someone's going to make that a flashy headline. Phoenix radio host impassioned plea for Saquon Barkley to be a Cardinal.
Phoenix radio host that also does a weekly, prediction, calling the Cardinals to win every week, and puts his own pick 'em on the line every week.
So that's got to mean something. I mean, I don't know what it means, but it must mean something, you would think.
Is Aaron Rodgers coming back?
No. I mean,
so does that mean Zach Wilson stays on as the indefinite starter of the Jets until next season?
There's 4 weeks left. What is Aaron Rodgers actually going to accomplish in 4 weeks that his healthy Achilles couldn't accomplish in a single game? He is now supposed to, coming off of a damaged Achilles, do what? Because I don't know what that would be. I got no clue. You look at the playoff picture, and the Jets are not mathematically eliminated, but they don't control anything. If you're Aaron Rodgers, why would you rush back for that? Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, now that Zach Wilson has been named AFC Player of the Week, why would Aaron Rodgers rush back?
Because next week he could just turn back into Zach Wilson again. Like, that's definitely possible.
I mean, Zach Wilson is, he's riding the wave, man. go out there again next week. Everybody in the building's probably hyping him up. You're the man, Zach. You're the man. But we made a great move bringing you back in here, man. We're so thankful that you're on this team, Zach.
I will take a healthy Zach Wilson over Aaron Rodgers and his leg that is still not healthy. It can't be. It's not medically possible. And I don't care what Aaron Rodgers says. I don't care what his latest DMT trip caused him to see. You tear your Achilles in September. It's not better by December. Not to play football in the National Football League. No, it is not. Disagree.
888-368-1580. Random texter says, no, Arizona is where, good running backs come to die. So, yeah, it's sensitive. Barkley would come here now. What?
James Conner's not dead.
No. Arizona is where, good running backs come to die. So, yeah, it is sensitive. Barkley would come here now. Random texter, I'm going to need you to read that and maybe, thumb out another one that explains what the hell's going on.
I think I understand what he means. I disagree anyway. So,
Blissful Hayes says, I vote for Randy to be the new Cardinals general manager. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Blissful Hayes. I have a good day job, though. Thank you. Lost Toby says, the shoulda picked Joe Flacco.
The Jets, you mean? The Jets should have picked up Joe Flacco? I mean,
the should have picked Joe Flacco.
Sure. They had the Joe Flacco experiment last year, though. Joe Flacco has won a game this season. Can we not act like Joe Flacco was the difference between the Jets being 5-8 and maybe being 500? It's not. That's not the reason why any of this happened.
Hefty Lefty says, Zach Wilson, Tommy DeVito being player on the week. Sounds like the script writers just simmed a season of Madden and went with whatever popped out.
Okay. What am I supposed to add to that? Because Zach Wilson did play well last week. Like he did.
Zach Wilson did. But you mean to tell me there wasn't one other quarterback that had higher numbers and better numbers than Tommy DeVito, and the NFL isn't just doing this because this is a feel-good story?
No, that's 100% why they're doing it. You don't need conspiracy theories and script writers for this one. Tommy DeVito is very popular right now. He is a stereotype of an Italian man in a place where there's lots of Italian people, and it's really fun to watch. And he is really fun to watch in the sense that even when he's not playing well, he's still Tommy DeVito about everything. And so he just kind of, I don't know, he never looks worried. The guy just seems like he's out there having fun. It's a good story. That's the reason why. I don't think we need a conspiracy theory to explain this. I'm going to see if I can find another NFC game with a better performance than Tommy DeVito. It shouldn't take long.
Let's see here.
Look, Dak Prescott, who didn't even play great, was better than Tommy DeVito. He had more yards. He had more touchdowns. He did it more efficiently.
And yet Tommy DeVito.
Yet Tommy DeVito.
Player of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy hump day. No Jeffrey today? Oh, boy. I hope he's okay and didn't come down with anything bad. Godspeed, Jeffco, and get well soon. As for sports go, how about those Suns whooping up on that sucker-punching Draymond Green and Warriors? Go Suns. Talked about it in the first hour, Big George. You must have been in court. We already talked about that in the first hour. And yes, go Suns. And tonight, by the way, Big George, all three of the big three will be in action against the Nets tonight for the Phoenix Suns. Kiss the Cook says, 5-star recruit Aaron Butler to my Arizona Wildcats. Boom, baby. Kiss the Cook, how long you been listening?